And welcome back to another episode of the Broke Nibbas podcast, of the weekly podcast that we put out every week,
Mm-hmm.
guaranteed.
Yep.
I'm your
Never
host.
missed the one.
I'm your host, J Bats, and this is your other host, your boy Antoine.
Yep. Your boy Antoine. Never forget it.
So, we're gonna get right into it. So we're gonna start off with take it away, your boy Antoine.
Well, I'm not buying for time. Red Dead Redemption. So Red Dead Redemption's online still sucks, which is sad. And everyone should feel sad, but mostly Rockstar should feel sad. I don't think you've played Red Dead Redemption Online, Johnny, have you?
I haven't because I have not been able to bypass certain things, some certain personal stuff.
certain family walls, family
Yeah,
barriers.
that's what I'll say. I'll leave it at
You
that.
gonna shoot up the school today, Johnny?
Yeah.
It's like, Bob, I'm just riding the horse. Nah. I see you bought that trench coat. It's in the game. Nah.
Yeah. So what's the news on that? How's online been going?
I think I mentioned it before. Actually, it wasn't to you, it was to someone at work. But essentially, the online is good, but the actual economy of the online is broken in that you will spend hours grinding to make sense and to maybe make part of a gold bar, because you can buy things with, the money, and then you have gold bars that you can earn. And so gold bars is sort of your microtransactions. Like, you can still earn them in game, but then you could also pay for them. Now, I haven't played in several weeks because of when I started playing, the only thing I saw was you're looting enemies and you're getting like 25 cents. And then you're doing all these missions and you're getting like $1.50. And it's like you go to buy a weapon, $750. And it's like, okay, well, how long do I have to grind? And then I
For
was
one
checking
weapon.
Reddit. Yeah. And I'm checking Reddit, and it's just people going, so I played for the whole weekend and I made like this much cash. I can only buy one thing. And it's like, all right, well, who wants to play this game like Warframe where you're just grinding? This is Red Dead Redemption Online. It's not Warframe. There should be no reason you have to grind that hard. Now, I've
Yeah,
seen some tech. Yeah.
that just sounds completely unreasonably too much grinding, like to the point where it would just completely turn me off from playing.
Yeah, that's why I haven't gone back to it. Now, I'd seen a couple techniques people had used to cheese to kind of get more cash, but still, everything costs so much that it's like even if you're buying clothes, right? You want to make your character look cool. It shouldn't cost that. It shouldn't cost as much as a horse, but it's like it's costing as much as a horse. So it's like, all right, well, I'm spending like $500 on this jacket. Great. Now to go back to grinding just so I can buy a hat. Now, and the only thing is I haven't been back there haven't been online since it's the beta, and I don't know if it's still considered a beta right now. Apparently it hasn't changed. It's still a grind, and Rockstar actually released a statement saying that they were going to fix it. The last thing I saw was that the Rockstar online game store or something for Red Dead Redemption was a scam. So I'm going to actually look that up right now to see how much it costs to buy some gold bars. Because yeah, I still want to play it, but it's like I understand why they're doing it, because they made so much freaking money off of GTA 5. Like, they made so much money that it's actually ridiculous. And now off of Red Dead, they made so much money, it's ridiculous.
I don't know what the figures are, but I know this much. They had record-breaking numbers in terms of sales when it was released. And it continued to sell up until like to this day probably. And and I know that they make a whole lot of money with their, what is it called? Like shark cards or something? Yeah. That too.
Shark cards. Yeah, I bought shark cards. I'm guilty of it, because when I was playing, I was like, I want that card. So And then back when I was playing, my stepdad sometimes would give me like money, so I just buy shark cards and buy that Xbox Live whatever thing, then use that to buy the shark cards. And then after a while, it became like you could buy what you wanted,
Hmm.
right? But then after a while, they were adding all this stuff that costed way too much money. Like buying yachts was like $30 million. And it's like, shoot, that's a lot of. I think it might have been more than that actually, but it was so much money. And they were adding all this stuff. They were adding like you could have your own business. You could, and if your business was like you're like a drug
Yeah.
lord, or
You know what?
you could
I don't.
have a biker gang. You could own a nightclub. There was all this stuff
Yeah.
that's actually kind of cool, but it's like you don't want to play it because it's not even giving you as much money as you think it would.
Just I mean, good on them, because it's like they were able to keep the game relevant like that.
Yeah, I can't front on that. It kind of sucks though when you see like for a game that added all this stuff. Now I could be wrong, but last I checked, what if you go onto a server, you're not going to see biker gangs driving around. You're not going to see drug smuggling all over. It's not going to feel like a like almost like they're trying to make it like a real life world
Hmm.
where you can see all the different gangs and everything going on. It's just you're just gonna go on and you're gonna just get blown up time and time again by the guy who's in the freaking F-150 jet plane.
Well, yeah, that's how it definitely was when I was playing. But I have seen uh gameplay somewhat recently of like people straight up like living a life.
Hmm.
I was watching I just stumbled upon this stream, and there was just this woman who was a cop, and she's like doing professional, like using professional like what the way like they talk, they use like code and
Yeah,
stuff like that
the
on the
lingo and
radio,
everything. It's a
and they'll be
9/11.
like and they'll be like yeah, and they'll be like, oh, this guy, this guy looks suspicious, blah blah blah, and they're using their code language, and I'm like, what the like, this is like
Yeah.
she's actually a cop.
Now my thing with uh with that with the GTA RP, because we both remember when that was a big thing on Twitch.
Hmm.
Like I think it's still a big thing, but I think it's kind of died down. But it used to be a huge thing on Twitch.
Yeah.
Um, that shit's gay. I'm gonna have to cut that out. I'm gonna have to. No, I'm leaving it in. I'm just gonna own it. You know what? I'm just gonna own
Yeah,
it.
just
I
like you got
can't.
to start letting me own it and not cut out my stuff. Nobody really knows that I said stuff and it's been cut out.
That was only I think like the second episode.
I think
But
it's
anyways,
okay.
yeah, we're gonna own it. Call this the Rawcast. I don't know, whatever.
The
But
Rockcast.
I just don't like it personally, and I thought it was dumb. If you have fun with it, that's all for you. My whole thing was the criminal element of the game, which no one was touching. Everyone was just doing the stupid RP stuff, which is being a cop and
Yeah.
nothing else. What else was there? That was it. I'm sure there was other stuff, but that was pretty much all you saw on Twitch. Was that Eli guy was actually a real cop.
Hmm.
You know what? Props to him if he found success from that. I can't even hate on that. But that was lame. I thought it would be more criminal stuff, and everyone was just, nah, we're just gonna be a cop, and there's a serial killer clown, and it's only funny sometimes.
Well, one of the things I saw too in that same Twitch that I was talking about, um, I don't know what the role of this other guy was, but he was on the ground, injured.
Mhm.
Okay, like they're role playing, he's injured, and she's like saying all this stuff like like put pressure on the wound, and I don't know, like stuff like that. I don't know if she said exactly that, but she's saying the type of protocol stuff that you would say on a situation
Mhm.
like that as a cop. And the
Yeah.
guy the whole time too, he's like like full out role playing, like this is how it is. It's like they're actually in real life in these situations, even though
Yeah.
he's really just eating Cheetos on his couch.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I was like, I just found that really weird. And I don't know, that's just not something I would find entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah. Um.
I've seen, but I've seen worse though. I've seen like people role playing on like Oblivion, which is a single player game.
Mhm.
I saw that on
Oh,
YouTube.
really?
Yeah.
Well, you know
Uh,
what? Yeah.
They
People.
just walk into like they're walking like let's just say in the Imperial City, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm hungry. I need to buy some food." And they go walk into like a general store, buy like cheese, let's just say, whatever, just buy something, eat it, and like, "Oh, that was so good." And then they walk off and do something else.
I don't know if I could do that with Oblivion.
A
Like
single player game.
the game. I mean, I could kind of see that with Skyrim, but Oblivion seems too old to be role playing like that. But I think people probably do that with RuneScape. So what do I know?
Yeah.
I actually just pulled up some of the pricing. Well, from Forbes. I keep forgetting Forbes. I thought Forbes was only about business, but then they have like gaming articles as
Well,
well.
they have articles on everything basically.
I didn't know that, but then again, I don't read Forbes because I'm not, I'm not business. I'm a
Yeah.
sales rep, but I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, so let's see here. 25 gold bars, $10. 55 gold bars, $20. 150 gold bars, 50. 245 gold bars, $75, and 355 gold bars are $100. Now, it's telling me that it's a ripoff to buy these, and I don't remember all the exact in-game prices. So I want to kind of look that up
Yeah,
and
because I
see
don't know
how
how
much
much
it costs to buy something.
I don't know how much a
Because
bar is.
yeah, because every online article I've seen is don't buy gold, don't buy gold. It's a ripoff. Blah 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 blah. But then it's like, how much does stuff cost? Now, if I'm spending, what's the cost on that thing? If I'm spending, shoot, where the hell did this go? Oh, I'm still here. If I'm spending $10 for 25 gold bars, I'm expecting stuff to cost like 1 or 2 gold bars,
Hmm.
and maybe something that's extravagant will cost 10 gold bars, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I actually don't even think I'm going to be able to find anything about the cost.
Oh, you know what? We'll just go trust that it's a ripoff.
Um,
If you can't find anything.
well, I'm opening up a video. Hopefully that didn't come through on the recording.
No.
And I saw one horse was $10 and one gun was $16.
Is that like
Or sorry, 16 gold bars.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, shoot.
So essentially, if you spend $10, you could either get one gun or one horse. Now that's a rough thing because we don't have the full store open, but every article is saying don't buy gold bars. So
Holy crap. That's yeah.
yeah, that's
$10 for a gun. Oh my God.
yeah. Sorry, 10 gold bars for a gun.
Yeah, well, okay. How much is what was the prices? What was the cheapest one?
Oh, shoot, I don't even have that online. I mean, I don't have that open. Oh my goodness! Welcome to the Badcast.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
just edit in a picture of like a cute cat here while we're waiting.
nah, we won't do that. Like I don't know. I'm trying to find it, but for instance, the frick. There's a comparison actually of from the main story to online.
Mhm.
The double action revolver on the story, $65. Red Dead Online, what is this? Is this $195?
You're talking about gold bars, right?
No, no, this is just dollars.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I don't have the gold bar equivalent.
yeah.
But it's showing like, for instance, rolling block rifle, which is like a sniper rifle, 187 on the story,
Yeah.
685 online, and
Yeah,
that's back to
it's
dollars.
just too much money.
That's a little too much in my opinion.
Yeah.
And like I can't even.
So YouTubers
Whoops.
I
on
don't
the
know.
internet.
Darn it, I played a video. My bad.
It was only half a second, so we can keep that in.
Yeah, it's okay.
But
But you were speaking about Forbes, right? Did you happen to see any of the Lilly Singh controversy or no?
I did not. What is she in controversy for?
Well, okay, so basically um she's one of those stupid, crazy feminists. So
Mm-hmm.
and so she made a tweet recently after the whole after Forbes released the top 10 most paid YouTubers of the year. So then,
Mm-hmm.
so she was saying, at this point in time, whatever point she was talking about, it was like half and half, men and women.
Yeah.
And then last year, it was only me in the top 10. And then she's like, just as I predicted, now there's no females. And she's like, there's no, uh, she was basically saying like, I don't want things to head in the direction of like us making the same mistakes that we made in the past. And she like basically insinuating that, um, like that we're taking steps back in terms of being sexist,
Mm-hmm.
when in reality it's like no, YouTube is not picking and choosing like who's gonna make more money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just doesn't work like that. It's there's a lot of things you could go over. One of the things that have been mentioned is like there's a higher number of um, male what do you call it, users. That's
Right.
one thing to consider. Another
Mm-hmm.
thing is the content that thrives on YouTube right now tends to really, be viewed like it caters to males, a lot of the content that's been
Mm-hmm.
thriving. There's other content that does, obviously thrive to females, but those ones are not as, as
Prevalent.
prominent. Yeah, they're not as
Yeah.
prominent,
Or
and
prominent. Actually, yeah, that's better.
yeah,
Prominent.
so that's another thing. But it's like if you really, you're really just pulling things out of your ass when you're just saying uh, YouTube is basically being sexist, and that we're taking steps back as a society. Like, come on, Lilly Singh.
I don't know. I mean, you can say I raped you, and then I have no foot to stand on. So, like,
Yeah,
you know what? There's lots of guys getting their lives ruined by those kind of accusations, and then it turns out it's a lie. But oh, you've already lost your job. Oh, it's already happened. Like, dude, there's so many Reddit posts of guys have gone like, "This has happened to me," when like some females lied about this and it never happened, but then my marriage got broken up, I lost my job, people who I were friends with, they switched up on me. And it's like, shoot, because it's still a serious thing. Like if you do something like that, people are going to switch up. But if it turns out to be a lie, it's like you can't even come back to that. What the hell is this? Don't subscribe to PewDiePie.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just about to say. I linked you. Go to that part of the video and listen to what he said about Lilly Singh. I'm also gonna uh play it so that the podcast
Well,
can hear it.
it's gonna. Okay, actually, yeah, you play it because then I'll hear it, and
Okay.
then
I'm
everybody
gonna
hear
I'm
it.
gonna
Yeah.
play it right now.
Not because of your
Yep.
gender. That's just ridiculous. But if you start complaining about this, you literally just sound like a crybaby and an idiot, which
I don't
you
hear
are,
anything.
Lilly Sings. Just in case you weren't sure.
Okay, so I just played it. This
I
guy,
didn't hear anything.
Well, I linked you it so that you can listen to it because you're not gonna hear it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No, that's why I was like, you just play it, and then I'll just a sec. Just a second. Did you hear that?
No.
I guess not. Okay, 12:13. Let me just a sec. Hold on, just a quick moment while it loads up. Oh, nice ad. This. Okay, let me skip that. Okay, so you linked it to me, and I saw 12:13, and it still didn't go to the link. It didn't go to the 12:13 time code, but I'll skip there now. Okay, wait, just give me a moment.
Or
This is
probably
bad.
actually 12:10 is better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I put it too far. I'm gonna play it over again as you're listening to it.
Only do it because they
playing
enjoy
it.
your videos, not because of your gender. That's just ridiculous. But if you start complaining about this, you literally just sound like a crybaby and an idiot, which you are, Lilly Sings. Just in case you weren't sure. That was it.
Holy crap. Freaking savage, this guy.
Yeah, yeah, he's not wrong.
This guy, like, literally, PewDiePie is at a point in time on YouTube where he just does not care. He's like, he'll do and say whatever he wants.
You know what? I mean, I hate to say it because we're trying to we're trying to make something on YouTube, but like YouTube is just kind of a pandering. It's just kind of a cuck right now. To be honest, YouTube is kind of a cuck right now, and
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with standing up for certain people, but you make a lot of mistakes,
Yeah.
and
I
it's
think.
like in YouTube you can't be that Mr. Technical Difficult guy anymore. You
Oh
can't
man, you are
just
going far back with that one.
oh yeah, I know. You can't be
I don't
you
think
can't be
anyone will get that
risky.
reference.
They should. They should.
You know,
Like
that guy.
dang man.
He was definitely. I think he was targeted by YouTube because he was. It was really weird. He was getting these copyright or whatever strikes he was getting. I forget what it was.
Mhm.
And to the point where he actually got deleted. And then he quit for a while, and then he started up back up on his second channel and got 2
Mhm.
strikes again quickly. And he was like, "I'm
Yeah.
done with this website." So now he's just not existent on YouTube pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks. It's like they want you to just be politically correct all the time, and it's you know what? Sometimes you just gotta let people be people. Now, some people you can't. Some people, some people are wild. Some people are like, man, we gotta tie these females up because they won't have sex with us, and it's like, whoa, you need to, bro, you need to just calm down. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. But it's like, I don't know. I think we slightly touched on this before, and I know I'm not someone to talk about being politically correct because I am politically correct a lot of the times. I'm pretty unfiltered when we're off of this podcast.
Yeah.
Both of us are, but I mean, what do you want? You just want this same old cookie cutter world where you gotta address people by their
Yeah.
proper pronouns and all this other BS.
Well,
Come on.
I think they're really headed the wrong direction. They're going away from what YouTube was in the first place, what made it big in the first place, grow so far. Being being able to post your own unique content, and
Yeah.
a lot of it has so much of it has thrived, and YouTube is like pushing some certain, well, not some, a lot of certain uh genres just away.
Yeah.
And I think they need a new uh you know whoever is managing YouTube, a new team or whatever the hell.
But we know that it's never gonna change because they're out here making they want to make their money. That's the main thing right now for them. It's just making like okay, I just went onto YouTube trend, okay,
Mhm.
and you know what? Actually, all this stuff is kind of just okay. I guess no point was made. Never mind. It's just whatever. It's just
Well, on my trending here, I got a song here, Aziland.
yeah.
I've
We're
got
looking at Aziland.
I've got
23 brilliant.
yeah,
phone-
23 brilliant phone hacks. Yeah, I have
Didn't
that too.
Cody Co already talk about this? I saw his video. I didn't watch
Do all
it, but
black people think the same?
oh man, I don't even know. They don't. I can tell you because I'm one of them, and I
The-
don't fall for that talking white bullcrap that other black people talk about. Because they'd be like, "Oh, if you talk white." It's like, what is that?
You talk
What is that? Oh, I'm sorry. I talk like someone who reads. What are you trying to say? This is a shout out to all the people who talk trash to me back in grade 8.
yeah.
You guys are dead now. Oh, I shouldn't say
I don't know.
that.
I just feel like the majority of
But they are dead. Anyways, yeah.
I feel like a lot of like black dudes that speak a certain way. I've always felt like it's forced because it's like how can you speak like that if you've been raised here in Canada, or in America, wherever it may be. But somewhere you're not being raised somewhere else, so it's like you shouldn't be having an accent of any sort.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we say that, but we can't speak for that Toronto slang, which I don't even know what the heck, like where that came from. That hey yo dog,
Yo.
come get me some tings real quick. I'm like, what? Where did that come from? It's like Jamaican, but like millennial Jamaican,
Yeah,
millennial
it's
patois.
like off. It's like doesn't
It's
sound.
weird. I don't know where that came from because I'm
Yeah.
not from that life. I wasn't I wasn't raised on Jane and Finch. I knew some cousins there used to visit, but I don't know where that. My cousin doesn't even speak like that either. So
I didn't really know about about this Toronto slang until I saw this 6 at 6 like a couple of years ago.
yeah, that's where I started hearing more of. Like I heard a little bit of it when I was younger, but I forgot about it. And then I saw the 6 at 6, and there's
Yeah.
those other guys from I think they're from Brampton who make videos. Shoot, who are those black guys from Brampton that make
Oh
videos?
man, I don't even know.
I can't even remember now. There's these
But
black guys from Brampton that
I
make videos. I'm
definitely
into
did
that.
always hear this accent, right? Like from being here in Toronto. But I think it's just I didn't really know up until that point that this was like a Toronto thing. I thought this was just like a black person thing, not a Toronto thing, Toronto man thing.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I don't know. Actually, have you gone down the rest of the trending? It's a lot of just talk show stuff
Well,
and
I saw one thing that was like good. I like the First We Feast series. That's here.
I mean, First We Feast is good. There's a lot of YouTubers react, teens react, college reacts. There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff like that. Some Miley Cyrus stuff. It's kind of what? Wait, Kim Possible live action Disney
Oh
Channel
no, oh, no, I
original
saw that. I
movie?
saw that. But nope. I saw a poll someone put up on Instagram. It was like, yay or nay for that Kim Possible live action movie, and it
Wait,
was,
sorry.
huh?
Wait, sorry. Give me like a minute. Let me just hear this real quick. Just a second. I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm done.
I
I
saw.
didn't even need a minute. How long from when I told you it was 15? It wasn't even 50. It was 5 seconds. It was 5 seconds of now I saved the world. And I was like, no, we're done.
that
We're
that
done.
Kim Possible ringtone. Yeah, I saw. Okay, so someone on my Instagram. It's a small poll, obviously, because it's just someone I know, right?
Mhm.
Probably has like 300 followers or something. And the
Yeah.
poll was, she had a picture of that Kim Possible live action movie coming out, and then
Mhm.
and then she put on the poll yay or nay, and it was 3% yay and 97% nay. So just like no one wants this movie. And you know what? They're already in the making of it, or they probably made it and it's about to be released. I don't know. So they've already made a mistake. No one's gonna
Wait,
want to watch it.
I didn't even get to see my boy Ron Stoppable.
Ron, is he even?
He was remember Ron? He's the
Yeah,
blonde.
yeah, yeah. I remember Ron. He was the one that
The
liked
frick
Kim.
is that Ron? What the hell is this movie? Is that Shigo? What the hell? That's no,
I don't. Okay,
no.
it makes no sense to me because this could have been something that could have been successful like 15 years ago. When Kim Possible was actually thriving. But now it's like
You,
the only
bruh.
people that'll even know Kim Possible are the people that watched it back in the day, and no one of our age group from that watched it back in the day is gonna want to see a live action movie of Kim Possible.
But what are you saying? They're remaking The Lion King.
Yeah, but that's not a live action whatever. That's just
I
another
mean,
animation.
they call it live action even though it's CG. I don't know why they call
Well,
it that.
okay,
But
sure, but you know what I mean. If there was a Lion King that was
still,
made with
there
real
are
life
people
lions, people would be
that
like, I don't know, that's just
that'd be
weird.
a hard movie to make. That's a hard movie to make. Every person on the set is like wearing like bulletproof armor. Like, all right.
I just don't think that's comparable because it's basically that quote unquote live action Lion King is just like a much more advanced animation than it was before.
I mean, I see what you mean. I still think it's comparable because it's a place of nostalgia. So people re-see this movie because of nostalgia.
And
If they
plus,
made a new Even Stevens, I'm sure people would watch it for nostalgia. Like, hey, remember when Shia LaBeouf wasn't crazy? Yeah, but this looks bad. It just looks bad. Like it's just.
But also, Kim Possible is not on the same tier of legendary shows, pretty much, as the Lion King.
Well, The Lion King's a movie, it's not a show.
Well,
But
you know what I mean. Production, I should say.
I know what you mean, but at the same time, maybe to you,
To you.
to me, I was there cheering. I was like, man, if Ron doesn't get some by the end of this series, I'm gonna be real mad.
Yeah, I
Man,
did.
I
I
was
wanted
watching
that
Kim
too.
Possible. I was watching Proud Family. I was watching Fillmore. That's a show.
What
That's
was
a,
you know
that's
that
a
one
show no one
Delilah
knows about.
and what was his name?
Delilah.
Delilah and flip. I'm gonna search it right now, see if it shows up on
Yeah,
my
I'm trying to
recommended.
Google that. Delilah?
Delilah and Julius.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
What is Delilah and Julius? Is that with the two bunnies or whatever?
No.
Wait, what the hell is this? Oh, what the hell is this? Oh my goodness, I did watch this. I don't remember this at all. This is a show I haven't.
The reason why I just remember that was because was Delilah the guy? I don't even know. But the guy, he liked
I
the
think
girl.
Julius was the guy. Delilah was the girl's name, man.
Okay. Oh shoot, I don't remember the show looking like this bad visually.
I'm telling you right now, I'm having a nostalgia bomb because I don't remember this show at all. But now that you've brought it up, I'm like, holy crap, I watched this and I don't remember it at all. That's a huge nostalgia bomb. Holy crap.
Yeah, that was also one hidden deep in my memories, but it got triggered when we were thinking about how Ron had a huge crush on Kim Possible.
Shoot. Did you ever watch Fillmore?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a show that no one will ever.
Codename
That's a
Kids Next
show
Door.
that-
That was my favorite for a long time.
Codenames Kid Next Door is good. Totally Spies. I watched that. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I did. Oh, but I liked all of them except for Alex.
I think. Wait, which one was Alex?
Alex was the the black one.
I didn't like the blonde hair. I was like, she's such a bitch.
But I especially
Oh.
liked
Jacob
the brunette.
Tutu.
No, no, I'm talking about Lilly Spies. But Jacob Tutu, yeah, as well.
Martin's Mysteries. I don't know if you ever watched that.
That sounds familiar. I'm gonna search it to see if I can remember it.
It was. I think it was made by the same people that made Totally Spies. Oh, that show was so sick. I tried to watch it recently and but in my mind it was so. Oh shoot! What else was there?
What the hell? Oh,
Frick.
I
else
definitely
was
remember
there?
these characters, but I don't think this is a show I watched much of.
Yeah, I think dude, that was like, because it was such an anime show. It's like who else? It was Canadian anime. In Canada, I don't think it was.
Oh
actually.
shoot, I'm seeing some crossover images of Totally Spies and Martin Mysteries.
Yeah, there was another one too. There was a Galaxy High, which it had like the same animation as those from Totally Spies and oh, this isn't it. Don't Google Galaxy Highs. But there was another show where these kids they went to high school, of course, in the future, and then their high school had aliens, and then they went on missions and all this stuff. I do not remember what it was called though. Same animation style though. Man.
Johnny Test, that was another one.
Oh yeah, Johnny Test. George in the Jungle though. I don't think George in the Jungle was that good a show, to be honest.
George in the
George in the
Jungle.
Jungle. Whoa!
I just remember he was a
Walked
dumbass.
up with a tree. Yeah, he sure was. Oh, it's Team Galaxy. Yeah.
Oh, Atomic Betty. I didn't really like that one though.
I kind of did.
I didn't.
I
like
don't
it
know
that
why.
much.
I think it was because people died.
I'm not sure why I didn't like it. Maybe it's because it was a girl and I was sexist.
I still am, but I liked it. So
I'm just kidding. I actually don't know why I didn't like it. I just was turned off by it.
I honestly don't like most things that have girls in them. To be honest, it's just I can't relate to it. If it's a girl that's the main character, I'm always just on the outside, like, all right. That's why I always make like if I'm playing Fallout, any game where it's a character creator, I always make a guy
Well, I
because
never
it's
make
like
a girl because it doesn't relate to me.
right. Well, I mean, there
I
are
just
people
like
that
to imagine myself in that world, so it's like, how can I be a girl?
exactly. That's kind of my whole thing too.
Yeah.
So, but I did like Atomic Betty.
Powerpuff Girls.
I like Powerpuff Girls.
Yes, I
The
do.
Powerpuff Girls was awesome. People
Yep.
getting messed up in that show, man.
I loved the
Great.
games that they used to make of the Powerpuff Girls. The pillow fight.
I never played that, to be
Oh
honest.
shoot.
Teen
Yeah,
Titans. I don't know if you watched that.
I remember that specifically because I wasn't because you know, parents.
Oh,
That's
sucks
all.
for you. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
That was a really good show. Your parents suck, dude.
I know.
I can kind of see what they mean because that was one of the old shows that had like adult themes in it.
Hmm.
Like there were some shows where they played it off so perfectly where they made it like you could rewatch it when you're older and you're like, holy crap, they did this.
Yeah.
What else was there? There was
I wasn't allowed to watch Teletoon after 10. Do you remember? You
that's-
remember? Because I got very adult after 10.
Yeah, but your parents suck. So,
The shows that
parents
they
suck.
gave, it's. I just found that like that's so not something they would do these days. Like that's just impossible. But on a kids uh television, you know,
Mhm.
like channel, they
Yeah.
have it's like after this time though, it's adult time, and that's just like I feel like that's something that would not happen today.
Yeah, it sure doesn't.
Yeah,
But
it's,
that was
there would be
awesome.
too many issues, I think, in terms of complaints and stuff.
Yo, if you're a parent and you can't control your kid, you failed.
Yeah.
It's like that's simply that's all I gotta say, man. You just gotta watch your kid. If your kid's getting too excited that someone got murdered, just start to talk to them. Like, hey, are you happy that
I
person
just
died? Let's have a talk, son or daughter.
I just felt really left out because it's like I'd go to school, elementary school, and people are talking about robot chicken and all this stuff that happened on last
you
night's
missed out on
episode.
Robot Chicken. Oh, that
You know,
sucks.
and they're like, you know, they're talking about the last episode of last night, and I'm like, but I could watch it. I can't relate.
I mean, Robot Chicken was super messed up, but it's such a funny show. It's such a funny show, man.
And I didn't want to admit it. I'd just be like laughing about it, like, haha, yeah, that was a funny part.
The one show where you're watching stop animations of like clay dolls having sex and you have no idea what's happening, but it's just funny. There was Danny Phantom as well. Oh, you super didn't watch that.
No, yep.
I know you
I
didn't
remember
watch
it. I
that.
remember it, but I didn't watch it.
That show was the bee's knees. There was this one show where this old woman made a daughter and her daughter was a robot. I forgot what it was called. I think it was called Jenny is a Teenage Robot or something like that. There was Jake Long. I forgot the name of that show. There's like a kid that turns into a Chinese dragon. That show was sick. We already
Braceface.
know Dexter's. Yeah, I don't know if that show. I think I just watched it, but I never went like, yeah, this is what I like.
That's
Shoot,
a
man.
pretty distant memory though, because I feel like I didn't watch it after like I was like 8.
Yeah. Oh, Samurai Jack. How could I forget Samurai Jack?
Oh, Samurai Jack, yeah.
The
He
show
didn't
that
say a word,
actually-
right?
He just barely talked.
Yeah, he would just fight. That's it.
You know that show came back, right?
Oh, really?
I guess you didn't know it.
No, I
Samurai Jack came back and they finished it. So like because before it didn't end, so they came back and they finished it. And
there was
and he
another
beat
one
a
I
coup,
liked
of
too.
course.
Now that you mentioned Samurai Jack, it was
Mm.
like these like cats that lived in China or something. But I don't know the name of the show at all. I don't remember.
I gotta like Google that, like cartoon cats in China. What the hell with that? Is it?
Oh,
Is this
Sagwa.
it?
Yes, I got it.
I
searched
found
up
it too.
cartoons, cats, China.
So
Sagwa.
did I.
Sagwa.
I've actually never seen that show before. in my
Oh,
life.
really?
I've never seen this.
Yeah. I remember seeing it and I was
It looks
like,
like some Portuguese shit.
No,
It doesn't
no.
even make any sense. That name is too close to sumo.
I specifically remember watching it as a little kid at my grandma's house. That's when I first watched it.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen that before. Oh, actually, what they're seeing, I'm seeing in Sagwa in the related pictures for some reason is 16.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was good. That was a show where it showed me that it was showing people vomiting.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh my goodness, that's vomit.
I like that one border guy. The border dude. The
Yeah.
skateboarder.
I always felt bad for him because I'm like, yeah, your life is gonna never go anywhere. I remember thinking that as a kid. I'm like, his life is going nowhere. Like, no matter what.
Yeah.
Also, these are not 16-year-olds. These are too tall
I
to
know.
be 16-year-olds. Like,
I remember as a kid, I was like, haha, 16-year-olds must be nice to be 16. But now it's like, I don't know, they don't look 16. Especially not the tall guy.
I think it's Jonesy.
Jonesy, yeah.
I think that was his name.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, man, I remember what was his girlfriend's name? I think it was Nikki. And I remember going, man, I'm gonna get a girl like that for myself. It never happened. It never happened. Not even close.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Reboot. There's one as well. If you ever saw Reboot.
Hold on, let me search it.
Oh, and then there was Grossology. Okay, well, you know what? We gotta stop before we go down a rabbit hole. This whole podcast is called the Nostalgia Card.
Oh, yeah, but we'll just end it here. Reboot. Yeah, I remember that. I remember because it was like 3D animation, and I was like, cool.
Yeah, it was, and that was another one of those. It wasn't just a cartoon. It was like this. You could. I don't know. I miss cartoon shows like that. I mean, they still exist. Like there's there's Adventure Time, and Gravity Falls. But I don't watch cartoons like that. Well, I guess I can't say that if I watch anime. Actually, I don't even watch anime. I read manga most of the time. I rarely watch it, so whatever. Anyways, let's move on to something that someone might find interesting.
If you're still listening, props to you.
They're not listening. Shoot, this super best
Damon's
friends
probably
breakup-
watching. Damon, shout out to Damon.
I don't think he is.
But if he is, then he'll let us know. Right,
Yeah,
Damon.
This thing on the podcast.
Damon, subscribe to our Patreon, please.
He's not gonna. He's working too. I don't think he wants to spend his money on us.
But Damon's a fan, so be a true fan.
You know what? I actually haven't looked back on our analytics to see where we've been because we've both been sort of busy with work.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is that your? I just heard your dog in the background.
Jeez, I'm surprised that's catching on my mic.
Yeah,
Kinda
your
far
dog's
away.
freaking loud.
Oh,
Wait, who is this? Who is Zawalos? Zuelos. I went on to our first video.
well,
And this
go back
person
to
going, very nice. You sound just like my friend Jonathan.
Oh, that's doo-doo. But I don't know who this person Megu Hayes is.
I have no idea who that is either. Shoot.
Very nice. You sound just like my friend Jonathan.
How do we have 4 subscribers?
We do? Oh
Yeah.
shoot! I didn't notice. I thought
We've messed up, Johnny. We should have been. We should have kept going. We're getting some growth as well.
I mean, one of them is me.
Oh.
But just one of them, obviously.
I haven't even subscribed to our podcast.
So we have 3, technically, 3 subscribers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry, there's gonna be more quality content coming your way. In the comfort of your home.
You know what we could do? We could just do Broke Nibbas Play. Oh, I can't do that. You know why I just said that? Because the guys I just told you that broke up were super best friends play. And I unconsciously said Broke Nibbas Play. But they broke up now, so someone's got to take over that. So Broke Nibbas Play Fortnite.
Yeah, it's not like there's some sort of copyright on that name. It's like,
No, I just don't want it. Just since I've been watching since I was in grade 6, man.
well,
Since I that's how long I've been watching their videos.
is that
So
one podcast that you were talking about that you
yep,
always watch? Yeah, okay.
yep. So now I don't have anything to listen to on.
Why are they breaking up?
Just like two of them in the video at least said like two of them just kind of stopped being friends, and it's just sort of not this not the same passion they had as
Yeah.
before. So they're all kind of doing their own thing.
Damn.
So that sucks.
Yeah, it does.
And they were from Canada, man. They were the Canadian. They used to be duo, and then it was like not because of any disagreements, but to do his own thing, and then it was three guys. But it's crazy. I can't believe it. It's kind of out of nowhere, but perfect chance for someone else to step up.
Were they making like a decent amount?
Oh, dude, they were fine, man. They were fine. They started, at least from what I heard, is they started from absolute nothing and just working full-time jobs and either in QA, which is quality assurance for games, and one
Cody
guy was
Ko.
working as a retailer. They're fine, dude. They're fine. They made enough. They're good.
That's good. Good on them. I know the TMG podcast. They're off of their Patreon. I think they also have they do brands. I mean, sorry, not brands. Sponsors. So they make
Mhm.
off of that too. So they're making a decent amount, right? Like, but just off of the patrons.
Mhm.
It shows here because I'm on their Patreon website. They're making now 29,178 a month.
Woo!
Yeah. So divide that by 2. That's still about 15K each.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
And that's not even counting the sponsors, like I mentioned.
Hey, man. They're putting in the work, though.
Yeah, that's pretty.
They're
That's
putting
pretty
in the
sick.
work.
They have 5,870 patrons.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's nice. You always gotta fans.
You got a what?
Oh wait, actually, you know what? What we should be talking, or maybe not talking about, but you probably saw that whole thing with KSI and his brother, right?
Yes, I did, and I did.
Like I've stopped watching KSI's videos for a while now.
Yeah, me too, as well as Comedy Shorts Gamer.
Yeah, because I just kind of he stopped making them first of all, so there was that, and don't care for his rap, so there's that. I mean, you got JID, you got Logic, you got J Cole. There's so many people out now who are actually good at it, so it's like, why would I? No, I'm good.
Yeah, I
but
signed up for his
basically,
content, not his music. But anyway.
yeah. Like so, I kind of watched some of the rap battles or whatnot, and I saw like his brother was reacting. His brother made a video where he's like on his 4th abortion, and I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
oh, I think you can't come back from that now, because apparently his brother dissed him too. So he made that video, and then I made another video where people were kind of mad at him. They were going, "You can't kind of come back from this."
Yeah.
I don't care. These guys are both rich, but it's kind of crazy to see how that relationships is. Like I thought they were close.
Well,
like,
they were, but you can really see a lot has changed, right? Like in terms of how they are as people. In terms of how they don't even live together, right? So that's a big thing too.
Well, apparently KSI chose his friends over his brother, which is interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that, but hey,
I feel
don't
like,
have a brother.
But
I
think he needs to take into consideration. I think the reason he was so mad, right, KSI, was because of the fact that he just said to the world, "Oh, he's had abortions," right? But it's like, I understand why you'd be upset about that, but it's like, why are you taking it to this? Why are you taking it this far for Deji being the usual dumbass that he is? It's like you don't have to hate your brother blatantly just because he made a mistake like that.
Well, apparently, and this is all coming from Deji's mouth, and I don't want to go really further on this since we're not we're not hacks like Drama Alert.
Yeah.
Because all you fools, anyone who's watching news on celebrities and YouTube stars, yes, come on now. But anyways, all I gotta say is Deji said in the video that brother didn't like that he was still around the family because Deji still lives with his with their parents,
Mhm.
and he was saying like he doesn't want him around when he comes to visit them. So that's crazy. I don't know. That's like if you did that to your brother.
Yeah. You know
That's
what?
like
I'm gonna say it. I don't even care. I miss the old KSI.
I don't actually miss him, to be honest.
He was he was so funny, man.
Here's the thing. I as much as I like certain YouTube, like say I guys I've been watching since I was in grade 6. They're
Mhm.
kind of splitting up and doing their own thing. However, I'm not really broken up about it because I didn't like I liked them, but they weren't like close family or friends, So
Yeah.
when I hear that, and I'm an older person now, and I'm like, stuff happens. People change. It does make me feel a certain way that two of
Oh
them
yeah.
aren't friends anymore. I'm like, hopefully that works out because,
Mhm.
I can imagine it's like if we just stop being friends. And
Yeah.
it's like, shoot, we're just avoiding each other at the hall. No one look too deep into that one. But so like when with KSI stuff, I don't mind not that he's not there because it's just like, oh, okay.
No, well, I'm not trying to like he's changed a lot as a person. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hate on that. Okay, you changed, that happens. But I mean,
Mhm.
but I don't the way he is now, I'm not drawn to watching his videos. Whereas in
Well,
the past I really was.
well, what videos does he make now? He just puts out like rap videos, right? And I think
Well, he
reaction.
does, but sometimes he sometimes makes other kind of videos and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like I mean,
But he had like he was more I think he was more relatable in a way. Like he he was like your like a normal gamer dude basically, and he had like I could honestly compare him to your kind of humor. Like I remember specifically way back in the day, like that's what he reminded me of. He reminded me of you. Like he was just funny like that. But now it's
Mhm.
like he's just basically just has a massive ego. That's pretty much what he is. He's not even
Yeah.
really funny. It's like he just lost that.
It's kind of crazy how I don't know. I never thought. Well, I didn't really think about it, but it's crazy that he became so big headed.
Yeah, and that
Um,
really changed him insanely.
like when he beat what guy Joe,
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty cool. But he was acting like he was a shit.
Yeah.
And
When
he
he
was
was
talking about going boxing professionally, and it's like you will get destroyed by amateurs because even amateurs have been doing this for years.
yeah, exactly.
Even some guy who's 12 and 16, and in his last 3 fights he's been knocked out. Give you a go for your money because they've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
You can't beat years of training unless you're actually a genius, and he's not, as you can see from his fight. He's not a genius.
Yeah.
So even this fight with Jake Paul, actually I didn't even Jake Paul, Logan Paul. I didn't even watch. I watched some of the highlights. Like
Hmm.
Logan Paul could have taken him because
Yeah.
he wasn't really that good. He doesn't have the hand speed. He has power,
Hmm.
but he doesn't know how to really
Well, the thing is, Jake, sorry, not Jake. Okay, KSI was up against someone who had already
wrestling
years of,
experience.
yeah, I think, didn't he do
Yeah.
MMA as well, I think?
I don't know if he did MMA. I don't know. I know I heard about the wrestling. I didn't go too deep into each of it.
I could be wrong,
Their
but I
shit.
think they did MMA as well.
Oh, okay.
And that's, that does definitely give you some sort of advantage in boxing.
Yeah, definitely.
And then,
Definitely.
he beat Joe Weller, and he just got way in over his head, I think. He beat one
Yeah.
guy, and he's like, I'm unstoppable.
I mean, you're unstoppable amongst the trash that is YouTube.
It was
So good job.
also like a mismatch too, right? Joe Weller was quite a bit smaller. He's a decent
Yeah.
dude for his size, like right, like, but he's still shorter, and he's proportionately big KSI is just overall bigger.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too. There was really no discernible techniques. Like there were some, but this wasn't a boxing fight. Because in a boxing fight, it's gonna be approached a little differently. You know, KSI would have been acting different. Joe Weller would have been. He probably would have been using his speed a bit more, and you know,
He's talked about it. He said he kind of just like almost like blanked out in that fight, and he feels like he didn't do himself justice.
one thing he should have done is just kind of. I don't want to go into it, but anyways, whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, they made their money.
Yeah.
You know, KSI made more money with that local stuff, most likely.
With
So,
the what?
with the Logan Paul stuff, the fight.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
They
I don't
had a
know.
lot of views on it.
It's crazy. YouTube is it's a place of egos.
It was a pay
I
per
mean, much
view,
like
and
the world.
they got a big audience on it.
Yeah. So many kids, man. I said this in another podcast. I think it was the last podcast, but these kids are stupid. I'm glad we didn't have this stuff. We probably would have been the same idiot up there, like trying to meet Logan Paul, like, yeah, Logan.
No, I
And
honestly
then
don't
I'm on
think-
the others. You never know, man.
I don't
You
think I would
never
be
know.
like. Come
If
on,
we were growing up now,
Logan.
could you honestly say that? If we were growing up now, we didn't grow up with all this stupidness, man. We were just reminiscing about cartoons, man.
I just don't imagine myself being a fan of Logan or Jake. I don't know. Like, what is... Even as a kid, I don't picture myself being drawn to that. I don't know. It surprises me that even so many kids are drawn to it, to be honest.
It doesn't surprise me, at least. Because kids are just watching.
Because it's so obvious how dumb they are and how fake they are.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm trying to be that dumb fake. Let me get the moolah. throw being humble under the bus.
I
Just
find
being
it
a huge
interesting how they've
asshole.
really kind of, in terms of their insane popularity and growth, it kind of just fell off. I remember Jake Paul, remember when he was like, PewDiePie is next in his video, in his song? And
Yeah.
he addressed that too. He was like, because there were people having like obviously doubts about that, because PewDiePie was way higher than everyone, including Jake Paul. And he was like, you know what? But like, let's look at our statistics here. And he's showing like within this amount of time with my growth I'm having, I'll pass him by this time. But then I'm just thinking like, okay, first of all, okay, PewDiePie will keep growing, which he has. And secondly, Jake Paul, why are you feeding into this illusion that you're gonna keep on having this insane growth for years to come? It's already stopped now.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, good job. You're not even gonna crack the top 10 ever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I don't even know what to say next.
Yeah, do you want to end it off here? Do you have anything else?
Shoot, how long has it been?
58 minutes.
What?
Yeah, every time.
I was getting prepared for you to say like 30 minutes.
No, it's been an hour.
Minutes?
It's been about an hour.
What are we gonna call the podcast? Oh shoot.
We could just title it
Red nostalgia. Yep. There you go.
one of the subjects we talked about.
This
Yeah,
is-
sure.
this is a Holland
Red Dead
beat.
Redemption.
Okay. I guess we'll cut it off here. We'll
Yeah.
talk about Warframe next time.
Yeah, sure.
And
So-
talk about how I'm trying to get Johnny to play some. Played it for like 2 seconds and then left.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
I need to
Especially
do
with
it.
current circumstances.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Alright. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week because we will guaranteed have an episode ready for next week. And have a good week.
Oh
See
yeah,
you
we'll
guys
be
later.
off. So yeah, we super should.